guys, this is today's video where we're going to the Negro League Baseball Museum in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Alright guys, this is the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Today, I'm tipping my hat to everybody in the Negro Leagues who
and this has got to be Buck O'Neil. Yep, that's Buck O'Neil. This basically starts talking about the Negro Leagues. And this is the early years. The new national pastime is embraced by free black talented individuals, and all black teams carve out their place in American sports history. When the Civil War was over, baseball gained great popularity. In the post-war, black community baseball was a natural extension of the growing culture and social networks and included schools, churches, theaters, and newspapers. Black baseball players and teams competed at the level of play open to them. In 1863, President Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing slaves in areas in rebellion against the United States. Here's some of the players that started. The National Association of Baseball Players, NABBP, was formed in 1858 to further and protect the interests of amateur baseball in the New York City area. Let's see that. If colored clubs were admitted, there would be, in all probability, some division of feelings, whereas by excluding them, no injury could result to anyone. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be respectful of other people that are in here, so I'm not trying to look all weird talking a lot, so I'm just trying to show things. 1887, opportunities for black players in professional baseball diminished as the country turns its back on Reconstruction. So I'm going to try to talk as much as I can, but again, like I said, I'm trying to be respectful of everybody in here. So, and there's so much stuff to see. Okay, what is this? These have got to be original seats out of a stadium from somewhere. Louis Big Bertha Santop. Louis Santop was considered one of the best hitting catchers in the early years of black baseball. He was known for his distance of his home fun hits during baseball's dead ball era, and is credited with a .406 lifetime average. Santop was during his prime black baseball's biggest star. He was paid accordingly, receiving up to $500 a month. The big Texan excelled at blocking the plate, but was better known as a power hitter. He could stand at home plate and throw a ball over the center field fence and could hit a ball even further. Yeah, he looks like a big old dude. Wow. Oh, that's Rube Foster. I know a little bit about Rube Foster. In 1902, the Chicago Union Grant started a new 22-year-old pitcher named Andrew Rube Foster, the son of a country minister from Calvert, Texas. After a shaky start, Foster began a brilliant pitching career with the best teams of the day: the Chicago Union Giants, the Cuban X Giants, the Philadelphia Giants, and the Leland Giants. His abilities on the field became legendary. In Rube Foster, he actually was a player and a manager, or a player and an owner, I think, at one point. Pretty sure it was a manager. But if you notice, all these teams right here, they're called the Giants. And during that time, newspapers refused to publish pictures of colored players in their paper, so they just referred to them in the paper as Giants. Every team was Giants. That was just their name to know that it was a African American team. Let's see, and there's Rube Foster too. Let's see, top row, left to right. There's Rube. There is so much here just to take in. It's crazy. Kansas City Giants. There's Jack Johnson. Just telling you what's going on in the timeline. Again, there's Rube Foster. There's just so much stuff in here. This is crazy. And this is just timelines and things. I'm going to try to read stuff off of here, but black teams representing black communities come together to form a replica of Major League Baseball under the guidance of Rube Foster. Yeah, Rube Foster. Learned about him from playing MLB 23, the show, and doing the Negro League storyline, and it was really, you learn a lot from it, actually, and that's what made me come here. Okay, J.L. Wilkinson. Let's see what this is. He was... I believe, I can't remember, I think he was the Royals owner, if I remember right. But this is a contract. No, wait a minute, it might have been the Cubs. I'm not sure. No, it wasn't, because this is still Negro League, I'm sorry. But there's Rube Foster's, John Hancock, and J.L. Wilkinson. I can't remember what team J.L. Wilkinson, I just read about it too. And there's Rube Foster. What contract is it? Oh, he's the league president and the founder. And he was the league secretary. Oh, J.L. Wilkinson was the league secretary. I swore he was an owner of a team, a major league team. And this is actually Rube Foster. Here's some old school baseball gloves. Kansas City Monarchs. Yeah, a lot of this is just about Rube Foster, and I learned a lot about him by playing MLB 23, the show doing the Negro League storyline. Says here, in the mid-1920s, new Negro leagues were organized. Towns in the South organized the Southern Negro League, the Atlanta Black Crackers, New Orleans Crescent Stars, Montgomery Gray Sox, Jacksonville Redcaps, Nashville Elite Giants, Birmingham Black Barons, that's the White Sox minor league team, and Memphis Red Sox made up the league, which was not a part of the major Negro League structure at the time. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Posters. Let's see. Is there anybody up here that I could know? First colored World Series, October 11th, 1924, Kansas City, Missouri. There's the poster for it. Here's some more about Rube Foster. Through an unfortunate chain of events, the Negro League, National League, lost its founder and leader in May 1925. Rube Foster traveled to Indianapolis on league business. A gas leak at the hotel where he slept left him unconscious and close to death. Foster was rescued by a passerby who smelled fumes, broke down the door, and dragged him to safety. He recovered but became prone to illness and strange behavior. Foster had built a strong organization, and even in his absence, his league continued to flourish. In 1926, Foster's behavior became violent, and his family was forced to call in help. Appearing before Judge Irving L. Weaver in psychopathic court, Rube was ruled insane and committed to Kankakee Asylum in that South Chicago suburb. He stayed there until he died of a heart attack on December 9th, 1930, at the age of 51. Cleveland Buckeyes World Champions 1945, Archie Ware. Now this Kansas City Monarchs jersey belongs to Newton Henry Newt Allen. He's considered the best Negro League second baseman during the 1920s and early 30s. He was also a fine infielder at any position. Allen's 23-year career was spent almost entirely with the Monarchs. He served as captain of the Monarchs teams that captured the Negro League pennant in 23 through 25 in 1929. The team also won the first Negro World Series in 1924. Allen was popular with the fans and was selected to the East-West All-Star Game 4 times, 1936 through 1938. Allen served as the manager of the Monarchs in 1941 and for the Indianapolis Clowns for the 1947 season, which would be his last year in the Negro Leagues. So that is. Those are some pretty bad. Oh, there's Wrigley Field. Steak, chop, and spaghetti dinners for $1. Crazy. There's some old school cleats, some old school gloves. The emergence of superstars like Satchel Paige, night baseball strong owners, and the East-West All-Star Game breathed life into the Negro Leagues. And there is the great Satchel Paige. Here's a Bill Beverly autographed glove and Henry Presswood's cleats. That's really cool. This is a Negro League Championship baseball poster with Satchel Paige on it. The world champion Monarchs. The Atlanta Black Crackers. Some more stadium seating, I'm not sure. Ooh, these bench seats are from Comiskey Park, one of the longest-lived ballparks in baseball history. One of the earliest steel and construction stadiums, Comiskey hosted the Chicago White Sox from 1910 to 1990, and also hosted the Negro League Chicago American Giants from 41 to 50. Negro League All-Star Games drew more than 33,000 fans to Comiskey in 1933 and more than 51,000 fans in 1943, one of the largest crowds ever seen at Comiskey. Yeah, I've been to Comiskey, seen multiple games there. Here's some more seating. Richard King Tut King of the Miami Clowns. Negro League Round Robin Championship 1952, won by Sid Pollock's Indianapolis Clowns. I just read something about him, but can't remember it off the top of my mind. I think it has something to do with Buck O'Neil. Sid Pollock's. And I wonder what championship this is. There's nothing on here. We'll look over here though. In 1952, the Clowns signed a promising rookie named Pork Chops. He was given his name because he only ate pork chops and french fries on the road. Pork chops went on to become one of the most celebrated black baseball players ever in the game, Henry Aaron. Yeah. He should still be the leader of home runs, not Barry Bonds. There's Satchel Paige. Satchel. Oh, this whole wall is Satchel. Yeah, the stories that I've read about Satchel Paige, unreal. He was apparently clocked at throwing 103 miles an hour, so he could throw fast and hard. He was one of the oldest players to actually play in a game, too. I don't know what that shotgun's for. We'll be covering Satchel more later. Redbirds jersey, I wonder who that is. Is that Satchel? That could have been Satchel. I think this is Satchel's jersey. I don't remember him playing for the Redbirds, though. There's the Indians. I wonder if that's the team that he won the... Yeah, that is. He went 6-1 with a 2.48 ERA to help pitch the Indians to the pennant in the World Series championship. He was named Rookie of the Year at 42 years old. He was the oldest rookie ever to play in the major leagues. Yeah, I knew that. In 1971, Page became the first player from the Negro Leagues to be elected in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yep, I just read about that. And there, I think Yep, and there's Satchel getting his Hall of Fame induction. I want to say this is Satchel. And this is just a sleeping room typical of those found in some black-owned hotels and rooming houses during the 1920s. I believe that's Satchel. And he's got a Monarchs jersey. It's really neat. In tight-knit black communities, the barbershop was often the hub of communication. It was here that men would gather to read about the exploits of their heroes when the hometown team was on the road, or where tales were told by those who attended the big game in a time when many didn't have money to buy a newspaper. The exploits of a far-away teams with exotic-sounding names were told and retold at the neighborhood barbershop. And this is the barbershop. Some original newspapers or sports magazines from back then. Leroy Satchel Paige. And I believe all this in here is going to be about the Monarchs, maybe. I know I've seen quite a few Satchel Paige things in the display case. Let's take a look down here. Well, that's Satchel. And I'm sure he's probably in this picture too somewhere. And I believe these are stamps. World colored champions. And King Tut. Here's some old school turnstiles. I wonder if these are from the Monarchs Stadium. I'm going to read and see. The Kansas City Monarchs set us at the standard of excellence for the Negro Leagues. The Monarchs, who had a special relationship with their home community, were looked as leaders and role models for urban youth. Players knew that a good reputation was important in the continuing struggle for integration. They were often asked to speak at gatherings of clubs such as the Young Men's Progressive Club or the Twilight City League. Yeah, and these turnstiles are from the Monarchs' old stadium. Oh, I just seen something pretty crazy. Okay, if you read the sign, it says, Rule 23B, American League Regulations. Players must not converse with spectators in the stands. Players are not permitted to approach the stands and converse with spectators before or during the progress of the ball game under penalty of fine. What is going on, guys? I hope you enjoyed that first part of our trip to the Negro League Museum in Kansas City, the Negro Baseball Museum in Kansas City. I'm gonna come out, guys, and say I apologize for the video, because when I got in there, guys, I was so excited. There was so much stuff to read. I was seeing autograph stuff used, and my head was going this way, that way, looking at stuff, and I was fanboying out almost. So I want to apologize for that. Well, I was fanboying out. You'll hear me get giddy in a couple spots when I see favorite players and things that they touched and used and wore, and I just wanted to apologize for that. I really wasn't paying attention to the camera, and you'll see where for the most part, in editing, I fixed a lot of it, but yeah, there was just so much stuff to take in, and I wasn't paying attention, and I apologize, and I know I wasn't. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And there's a part 2 coming up, and that's the part you'll see me fanboy out a little bit on a couple things, because there was so much cool stuff, so much history, so much stuff to read. I didn't think there was gonna be that much stuff to read. I figured it was gonna, have plaques and things, but there was a lot, and I mean a lot. A great museum, well worth it. It was only $10, and it was one of the best times that I've had in a long time. Just reading history about the Negro Leagues and players, and it was awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please, 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 please like, subscribe, and comment, please. I hate to do this. And you can follow me on Facebook at K3 in Kansas. Just look me up in the search, and I'll be there. And you can find updates on what I'm doing, where I'm going, plans, possibilities. Also, I'm looking for suggestions and things, in the southeast Kansas City area, Oklahoma. Maybe 3 or 4 hour drive for me, maybe 5 hours. Got to be able to do it in a day with my schedule. So, yeah, like, subscribe, comment, find me on Facebook, and I'll see you guys later.